Welcome to the PAC Football Report for October 26, 2024. I'm Joe Onderko. This week we will take a quick look back at last Saturday's gridiron action in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing Week 8 football games this coming weekend. After 7 weeks, Case Western Reserve sits alone atop the PAC at 6-0, following a 52-7 home win over Teal. The Spartans now face all 4 league heavyweights sitting 1 game behind with 1 loss each to close the season. The headline game saw W&J upset number 7 ranked Grove City 27-19, breaking the Wolverines' 16-game regular season win streak. Westminster kept pace, improving to 5-1 with a 56-0 homecoming shutout of Saint Vincent. In other action, Geneva improved to 3-4 by beating visiting Allegheny 30-13, and Waynesburg topped winless Bethany 34-14. Carnegie Mellon had the Week 7 bye. PAC Player of the Week honors for Week 7 went to W&J junior wideout Jacob McCosco on offense, with a career-high 13 catches for 160 yards and 2 TDs versus Grove City. Sophomore DB Quillick Wooten of Waynesburg on defense for posting 4 tackles, an interception, a forced fumble, and a blocked field goal versus Bethany. And sophomore running back Elijah Grayer of Westminster on special teams with a blocked punt and 3 coverage tackles. Newcomer of the week was Geneva freshman defensive back Cody Patterson, with 8 tackles and a fumble recovery versus Allegheny. Week 8 features another huge battle between league contenders, as 6-0 Case Western Reserve travels to New Wilmington to face 5-1 Westminster under the Harold Burry Stadium lights at 7 p.m. The Spartans handed the Titans a 31-6 defeat in Cleveland a year ago, but Westminster won the last matchup at Burry Stadium with a 14-13 final in 2022. Titan head coach Scott Benzel previews the big matchup.
Yeah, Case is always well coached. Greg does a tremendous job. They're very senior oriented. They've got a lot of experience on both sides of the ball. We're still very young, particularly defensively. It's going to take an approach of we've got to play great complementary football.
1-6 Allegheny will look to end a 6-game skid when the Gators host 2-4 Waynesburg at Frank Fuhrer Field in Meadville at 5 p.m. Allegheny has won all 6 all-time meetings against the Yellow Jackets. The two teams played one of the most thrilling games of the 2023 season in the PAC, with the Gators prevailing 39-36 in overtime in Waynesburg. Allegheny head coach Braden Layer notes what his team will need to do to continue their recent success against the Yellow Jackets.
As much as we can stay on the field offensively, that will really help us. I think have taken a big step up offensively in their ability to run the football, and it's always been their MO and what they want to do, but their effectiveness of doing it this year, I think, is substantially better.
The path forward doesn't get any easier for 1-6 Saint Vincent, as the Bearcats host 5-1 Carnegie Mellon at Chuck Knoll Field in Latrobe at 1 p.m. CMU leads the all-time series, which dates back to 1926, 12-5-1, including a 38-0 blanking of the Bearcats in Pittsburgh a year ago. Saint Vincent head coach Aaron Smetanka talks about keeping his program positive and focused during an injury-riddled campaign.
Yeah, you talk about the positive. I mean, that's part of our core values, of that positive attitude, no matter what situation is thrown at us. We've had a very different situation this year that I've ever been a part of playing or coaching. The amount of injuries that we've had here is unspeakable. I'm being honest, it's some of the depth. It's some of our positions we're playing 3rd, 4th, and in some positions 5th string guys, which I've never seen from. But our guys have done a great job of just being positive in the moments.
In other Week 8 PAC games, the annual Mercer County Cup game between 5-1 Grove City and 1-5 Teal takes place at Thorne Field in Grove City at 1 p.m. GCC leads the Cup Series 27-12 since 1984 and has won the last 6 meetings, including a 31-0 shutout in Greenville last season. Finally, 6-1 Washington and Jefferson hosts 0-6 Bethany at Cameron Stadium in Washington at 1 p.m. It's the 100th all-time meeting between the local rivals in a series dominated by W&J 78-21, including a 42-7 President win last year. Geneva has the Week 8 bye. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can follow us on social media via X, Facebook, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Onderko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.